But is it true that you started to write songs at the age of 10?
I did. I think
Yeah.
it was actually earlier. I started to, well, the first song I ever wrote was I went to a camp, like a summer camp, and they had a program called Rock Band. And so I went and I wrote a song when I was about, oh man, yeah, no, I must have been about, no, because that was before, that was day camp. I was probably 6 or 7, and I liked this girl, and her name was Leah. And so the counselor said, you should write a song about Leah. And so I did, and it went like this. Are you ready? 6 years old.
Of course.
Leah, would you meet me by the pier? There's a pier. You bring the lettuce, and I'll bring the beer. There may be a deer, but don't you fear, 'cause I'll hold you near. We'll drink some lettuce, eat some beer, look at your rear. Oh, what a lovely rear. Yeah, that was it. And then there was a bridge, and the bridge went, I may be short and have brown hair, but I can always stand on a chair. Stand on a chair. Yeah. That was the first song I ever wrote, and I was 6, and I remember all of it.
Oh my God. Sweet. I
And
like
Leah
that.
was so scared of this song. She hated it so much that she jumped off the pier and swam away.
Oh. Perhaps because of the beer part, you don't know. My first question is always the same question I ask everybody. How are you at the moment in these special times right now?
You know, I'm good. I'm in a place where everything's open in LA. And I did the quarantine. I actually wrote my latest single, Clarity, in quarantine. And I know that you guys are you guys aren't in quarantine, but the cases are really high out there, right? So
Yeah.
you guys feel locked down. But I'm good. Everything's
Cool.
good. I have a crazy weekend ahead. I'm doing 3 shows.
Yeah.
With my buddy Kygo. I fly out tonight to Vegas and we do a show at 1 a.m. And then we fly somewhere else and do a show at 9 o'clock at night. And then we fly somewhere else and do a show at 1 o'clock in the morning again. So I'm trying to stay awake for all of that. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm becoming jealous because you are in the USA. I think you are allowed to go to parties, you are allowed to go concerts and so on. And here in Germany, the situation is a little bit difficult right now. But we hope for summer.
I've been talking about this a lot with people. I really believe that by summer it's going to open up. And I have these dates. I'm coming in June. We're doing 8 dates in Germany, and I have a feeling that we're going to be able to do them. I can't imagine that we're going to have to move it. I'm sure, because this thing just keeps going in waves, and I think it's going to fall. So I'm crossing my fingers.
So we have to be optimistic, and we have to talk about your music, of course, because I would like to talk to you about your song, about Clarity. The first question I asked myself, you wrote so many songs for so many people. Why did you decide to become a singer by yourself? Why did you decide to do Clarity by yourself?
Well, that was always my plan, was, I started as a songwriter writing for other people. And I always, wanted to pull like a Julia Michaels or a Bruno Mars or a John Legend, because they wrote for other people first before releasing music themselves. But my intention was always to be an artist and to sing my own songs. I got into writing because that path opened up for me and I followed it. But I always was supposed to be singing my own songs. That was always my dream. And with Clarity, the reason I decided to release Clarity was twofold. One is because when I was in quarantine, I got on. Let me tell you the story of how it was written. I was in quarantine. I was really fed up with being in quarantine, and I got on a Zoom session with my buddy Adam, and I just wanted to escape, right? So I was like, let's do something fun. I just want to do something really free, and I'm not even going to filter myself. I'm just going to say words that come to my mind. And at the
Okay.
time, I had just gotten back talking to my ex-girlfriend. So I was talking to my ex, and I wasn't really sure where the relationship was going. I didn't really have much clarity because we couldn't see each other because it was in quarantine.
Mm.
And so subconsciously, that's what I was thinking about. And those are the lyrics that poured out of me. And that is what the song about, being in a relationship and not really knowing what's going on and not having any clarity. And
Yeah.
the second reason I decided to release this, because the song is actually about two things. It's about that, but it's also about um, getting clarity in my music, right? So the one good thing that happened in quarantine, outside of getting to know my parents a lot better because I was locked up with them for a bunch of months, was I got time, instead of being out and touring the world and doing all these things and being go, 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 I had time to sit and think about the type of music I wanted to release and think about my influences. I'm in love with Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson and Elton John and Bruno Mars and Aretha Franklin and Bill Withers and Whitney Houston and Queen and Chance the Rapper. And I have all these different influences, but I love, and I am a soul singer. I love singing songs with soul. And I'm a trained pop songwriter. And I've been touring stadiums with my friend Kygo for the past 4 years, and I love the vibe, right? That being in that big arena with those big crowds. And I love listening to stadium rock artists like Queen and Elton John and Billy Joel. So I took all of that and I went into the lab and I was like, okay, how do I take what's uniquely me and take all of my influences and make them something that's new and different and unique and very much so me? And that's the music that I've been working on all through quarantine.
Yeah.
And this song kind of tells the story a little bit of that journey of trying to get clarity in my sound and in my music and in what I wanted to say. So I felt like clarity was at the top of the year after not releasing really my own original music for a pretty long time. I felt like clarity was a really great place to start. And then off of that, I have a bunch of music that is coming that is this new sound. That's kind of this mix of soul and stadium rock and pop. And so I'm really excited over the next couple of months to start rolling some of that music out.
That would have been my next question because you said you're a songwriter. Yeah, of course we know.
Yeah.
But the singer project is new, and are you excited to go on stage and to perform your own song, to sing your own song?
Oh yeah. And I was lucky enough. I got to do Clarity. I was testing it because it was done and it was ready to go. I when I opened when I was touring with Nico Santos in November, I did Clarity on stage in November. And then when I played Brandenburg Gate for New Year's Eve, I did Clarity as one of my songs there as well. So I've had a chance to perform it live, and it's a really fun song to do live. So I'm excited to keep performing it live, and I'm really excited to get back to Germany
Hmm.
and hopefully in June and do all the shows and play this song at those shows too.
Yeah. What is the special thing about Germany about doing concerts here for
Honestly,
you?
I think it's more about like the that we just have I feel like I have a special relationship with Germany. Like you guys as a country have been so good to me and so welcoming and so receptive of my music that for me it's just like I feel the love. So I'm excited to give the love back.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I feel very at home in Germany. I debated moving out to Berlin for a little bit. And then I was like, well, no, I kind of like Munich. And then I went to this place in Frankfurt and I was like, well, I really like Frankfurt. And then my favorite city in Germany, and this is everybody thinks this is the weirdest thing, but I am obsessed with Baden-Baden.
Baden-Baden?
Yeah.
Okay. I was
I
just because
love
I am from
Baden-Baden.
Frankfurt. I was just smiling at the moment.
I love
But
Frankfurt too.
Baden-Baden?
I love Baden-Baden. I don't know why. I feel like I just want to hike in Baden-Baden and eat oysters and like be walk along the beautiful, you know, sidewalks with the greenery. I don't know. I just love it. And there's this amazing little theater in Baden-Baden That's like a 500-seat theater that I just fell in love with when I played out there.
Okay, cool. Baden-Baden. Okay, you're the
I like
first one.
Baden-Baden.
Okay, cool. But is it true that you started to write songs at the age of 10?
I did. I think
Yeah.
it was actually earlier. I started to, well, the first song I ever wrote was I went to a camp, like a summer camp, and they had a program called Rock Band. And so I went and I wrote a song when I was about, oh man, yeah, no, I must have been about, no, because that was before, that was day camp. I was probably 6 or 7, and I liked this girl, and her name was Leah. And so the counselor said, you should write a song about Leah. And so I did, and it went like this. Are you ready? 6 years old.
Of course.
Leah, would you meet me by the pier? There's a pier. You bring the lettuce, and I'll bring the beer. There may be a deer, but don't you fear, 'cause I'll hold you near. We'll drink some lettuce, eat some beer, look at your rear. Oh, what a lovely rear. Yeah, that was a good shit. And then there was a bridge, and the bridge went, I may be short and have brown hair, but I can always stand on a chair. Stand on a chair. Yeah. That was the first song I ever wrote, and I was 6, and I remember all of it.
Oh my God. Sweet.
And like Leah was so scared of this song. She hated it so much that she jumped off the pier and swam away.
Perhaps because of the beer part, you don't know.
Right. She was like, I'm underage. I am leaving.
Okay.
She was about 7. So
okay.
you know.
Okay. So what is my next question? I was just you already mentioned you live in LA.
I do.
And I wanted to ask you, what is the special thing? Because I think a lot of artists wish to live in LA. You do. What is the special connection? Pardon?
Come visit me. Tell them to come over.
What is the special connection between artists and LA for you?
Well, first of all, LA is special because of the weather. And it is like 70, it's 8:40 in the morning, and it's probably like 70 and sunny outside right now. So there's that. But I think for me, this is where the creatives are. I lived in New York. I loved New York. I thought I would never leave New York. I lived there for 6 years. I went to college at NYU. And I loved it. And I thought that was my home. I thought I was a New Yorker, and I thought I was done. And I came out to LA, and there's just so much creativity out here. There's so many more songwriters. There's so many more producers. There's just a vibe out here. And and a lot of, in fact, most of everybody that I know that was working in music moved to Los Angeles from New York. And this is just the hub. So for me, it's kind of where I feel like I need to be, because this is where there are great people that, you know, I write with, and great producers that I work with, and together we make great songs. With that said, I feel similarly about London. I think there's amazing producers out there and amazing songwriters. But LA is always going to be the global hub, I believe, of the music industry. So that's where I feel like I should be. And the entertainment industry at large is here.
Of course. But you mentioned your creativity, and I would like to ask you clarity again. You wrote it in the pandemic.
Yes.
Do you think that it would have been the same song if there wasn't any pandemic? You know what I mean? If the song would have been the same if there was no corona or something like that.
No, because maybe I would have gotten clarity from my relationship, because I would have done it. No, I mean, look, I mean, I think in general, and this is like a greater life comment, but I think everything happens for a reason. And, you know, we make the best of each situation, or at least I try to make the best of each situation. And you know, I think because everything happens for a reason, that's all of the choices that I've made in my life, including writing Clarity, is the reason that it exists. And, you know, I just try to do the best that I can as I go. And, you know, I'm very happy that Clarity came out of all of the situations of my life, and you know, whether painful or not, I'm lucky enough that I get to share it, and hopefully people can connect with it, and it can make them happy and take them out of their quarantine like it did with me, or it can make them realize that maybe they need to, you know, figure out what the hell's going on in their relationship like it did with me. Or what the hell's going on in their musical lives like it did with me, or what the hell is going on in their life in general. I mean, maybe it helps some people, even though it's wrapped up in a fun pop song, maybe it allows people to look at themselves in the mirror and go, okay, well, maybe I have some work to do.
Yeah. I read that that you are writing some more songs right now, that Clarity
Yes.
won't be your only song, no?
Clarity will not be my only song, no. Yeah, I'm writing a bunch of songs right now, constantly, and I have a bunch of songs that I'm really excited to share. So that is all. I'm gonna release a bunch of music very soon.
Mhm.
So I'll probably, I can't give exact dates yet, but there'll probably be 2 or 3 singles before the middle of the year, and then an EP,
Okay.
hopefully right around the middle to end of the year, and then next year I'll release a full album, probably early in the
Okay.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, my last question would have been, what are your plans? But you already mentioned a lot of things.
I
So you are
well,
going
so
to be on tour. You are going to do some
yeah.
concerts tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow. Yeah. So the plan is I've got Clarity. I'm releasing a bunch of new music between now and the middle of the year, and
Mhm.
between now and tour, and then I'm coming out to Europe and doing a European tour in June with 7 or 8 dates in Germany, and I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Now,
And then afterwards, I'll probably release an EP, and then we'll see what happens.